Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Radiant Moon Tarot. My name is Victoria, and we are here talking about the full moon in the sign of Libra, also known as the pink moon, and this is coming in on April the 12th or the 13th of 2025, depending on the time zone that you're in. We're going to talk about some of the planetary aspects that are accompanying this full moon, what this full moon means for us collectively, and we're also going to have a look at each astrological sign to see what house this is landing in and where this may be of a greater focus for you. I will have all the timestamps down below so you can easily navigate between signs. Do watch your sun, moon, and rising sign for sure. Also, watch your Venus sign as well, because Venus, of course, is at the time of this moon stationing direct. And Venus is also about love and can certainly help us, hopefully, with our relationships. So you might want to check that one out as well. So let's get right into it. The full moon in the sign of Libra. So April 12th, this moon is occurring at 23 degrees and 20 minutes of Libra. So 23 degrees is associated with Aquarian energy. And this, of course, Aquarian energy is about the future. It's about other people. It certainly sees the big picture, but it can also be, about releasing oneself from stagnant energy as well. Aquarius energy is freedom seeking. And, there's been a lot of retrograde energy so far in 2025. And with Venus turning direct at the time of this full moon, it's like a release. It's like we can see the future. We can look ahead. Our vision is not clouded anymore. After a period of retrograde, we have done some soul searching. We have gone within. We've figured out what our heart truly wants. And this helps us to see where we want to go in the future. Aquarian energy is very big picture focused as well, and quite often solution based. So you could be finding some solutions to things. But Aquarius is also the ruler of the 11th house in astrology, which is what this full moon is corresponding to as well, with that 23rd degree. And it may be some wish fulfillment for some of you as well, or focusing on what you are wishing for. Now, this is happening on the 12th of April. If you are in North America, the Pacific time zone, this will be at its height at 5:22 p.m. on the 12th. If you're in the Eastern time zone, it'll be 8:22 p.m. If you are across the pond in the UK, it will be at 1:22 in the morning, and so you get the idea. So adjust your clocks accordingly. So whether it's the 12th or the early morning hours of the 13th, some of you might see, if you're lucky enough, and the skies are clear, you might see the full moon. And I love looking at the full moon. It's always, I just drink it in. It's just the most wonderful energy. So full moons can certainly be about completion, about a release of letting go. Full moons can bring about some healing energy. It is the completion of a cycle that started at the new moon in Libra way back in the fall. Look back 6 months ago. What were you starting? What were you thinking about? What were you wishing for and hoping for? And you could have something coming in here for you with this one, because again, completion of a cycle. So something could be wrapping up. You may also be a little bit reflective still, even though our planets are turning direct, but we're still in a little shadow, and we are still a little bit reflective, especially at a full moon. We do tend to go within. We connect with our emotions, connect with our spirit as well. And so you may be a little bit nostalgic, or kind of, looking back to old relationships, old dreams, and saying, how far have I come? What have I healed from? Where am I empowering myself to step forward into my future? Venus being direct as the same day on the 12th is very positive in and of itself for relationships. If you're single looking for new love, this can be where you are finally releasing old past hurts and you're clearing your heart space and opening your heart to the possibility of finding new love. You are open and more receptive and more in the flow. Venus going direct is a little bit of a green light. And of course, on the 7th of April, we had Mercury, who has also been a pesky retrograde energy, is also direct. So, and even though Mercury right now is still in its shadow period, affecting our communication and technology and our thoughts, it's going to be coming out of that very shortly. So we'll certainly have some more direct communication. Maybe if you've been a little bit shy before, this might be where you come out of your shell, or maybe someone's wanted to say something to you or ask you something and they haven't. And this might be where that happens. With Venus going direct as well, if you've been feeling tired and sluggish, if you've been feeling at not your best self, maybe you've been feeling like, oh, my skin feels lackluster and my hair is drab and I just can't be bothered. I'm just going to go out in my sweatpants. This might be where you spruce yourself up a little bit more, male or female, it don't matter, right? You run a comb through your hair, get a haircut, put on your spring clothes. If you're in the northern hemisphere, it's spring, and so it's your time to blossom and shine, and Venus brings you that energy as well. Libran energy with this full moon. Libra energy does bring a focus on balance and equality, diplomacy, tact, compromise, negotiations. Libran energy is relationship energy. It's the energy of others. And when we have a full moon, it's in opposition to the sun in Aries. And Aries is about self. So there can be this push and pull with this full moon, where we find we need to look and find a balance between what we want and what other people want, between ourselves, our personal goals, and our relationship goals. And it doesn't have to be romantic relationships here, guys, right? We have relationships with our friends, with our family, professional business relationships. We have those too. So is something consuming your life? Is your personal goals outweighing your need to please other people, right? So we have to kind of connect with our heart, and we do need to find that balance within, or we may have a relationship epiphany at this time and realize that this is not fair, this is not balanced, this is one-sided. I'm not getting out of this relationship, whatever it happens to be, what I'm putting in. And so change may be afoot for some of you here. This can be where a romantic relationship blossoms and grows. We can take it to the next level. This can be where, if you're single looking for love, you realize, oh my goodness, I don't have time for love in my life. I've been working really hard. I've been focused on my goals. And so this can be where you're like, okay, I got to scale things back a little bit. I got to make a little bit of time, right? Because love might be knocking at your door, but you can't see it because you're too busy. So we get this little relationship epiphany, whatever it happens to be. Even your workplace, your professional relationships, your commitments there. Are you getting out of your career, your professional life, what you are putting in? And if not, this might be where your mind just goes, whoa, I'm ready for change. So whether you have something blossoming at this full moon, or whether you're realizing that it may be time to release or restore some balance and harmony, however that happens to play out for you, negotiations are good at this time for the most part. Finding a compromise with people, but remember, practice the art of diplomacy. Okay. That may help you to resolve some issues, because we do have a red light here. Okay. We do have this full moon, this lunation is clashing with Mars and Pluto. Mars is the ruler of Aries. Mars is fighter energy, warrior energy. And while that can be great for finding our courage to start something, to be more assertive, right? It can also be that warrior spirit, right? Where we're angry, we want to fight. Pluto can, of course, be very much, Pluto is the planet of change and transformation and evolution. But Pluto also reveals what's hidden, what's been lying beneath the surface in your relationships or your thoughts about a relationship in your life, what it may come to light at this time, what may get blown out of proportion, what may, what surprises may be in store. For some of you, these are wonderful surprises, but for others of you, if you have a relationship, whether it's a friendship, a family relationship, a romantic relationship, a professional business relationship, if you have something already on rocky ground, okay, tread lightly, right? Because this can be where a shaky relationship or some hidden anger can come to the surface and blow up, right? And full moons are emotional. They can certainly, be very intense. And when we aren't on the same page with Mars and Pluto, okay, this can be quite volatile energy. Okay, so think of shaking up a little bottle of nitroglycerin or something like that. You don't want to be doing that. So tread lightly, be very diplomatic, choose your timing to have a conversation as well, right? If someone's had a really rough day at work and they're all frazzled, that's probably not the best time to have a diplomatic, conducive relationship conversation. So you may need to wait until the dust settles and someone relaxes a little bit, right? And then they'll be more receptive to hearing what you have to say. So we've got some great energy with this full moon. We've got some challenging energy as well. Okay, so just be aware of what may be lying beneath the surface. And because there could be something that, it might be a really pleasant surprise for you, but it can also be something that, we may, even though Mercury is direct, remember it is still shadow. Okay, and so miscommunication and something misfiring there is certainly still possible. Okay, so we don't want to say something that we may regret in the heat of the moment. Okay, so let's hope for good things and positive vibes. All right, let's grab a card for the collective. One card, please, for the collective for this full moon. Woo! That's a lot more than one card. That was like 8, so I'm just going to put them right back. That would just be my fingernail catching the cards. And we have the Knight of Cups. Wonderful. What a beautiful energy. The Knight of Cups. Oh man. If some of you are in a relationship, this could be a proposal. Could be anything from an unexpected gift to a romantic dinner to an actual engagement proposal, perhaps. You have a relationship that goes up to the next level. The Knight of Cups can bring you some really positive vibes. The Knight of Cups also is an open heart romantic energy, but it's great for singles, right? Someone could ask you out on a date, or maybe you're the one that's a little bit more assertive in this full moon energy, and you're the one that's going to take the bull by the horns and step out of your comfort zone and ask someone else out instead of waiting for something to happen. Hence that Sun in Aries energy. Doing something you wouldn't normally do. But the Knight of Cups is a wonderful energy, an offer of forgiveness and healing. Again, very creative energy with this as well, right? Which actually is very much in alignment with Venus going direct also, because Venus does bring a lot of creativity, love, romance, self-care, healing, new beginnings, abundance, and growth as well. So Venus is also the energy where it's the planet of attraction. So whether you're attracting people or opportunity, this can be some wonderful things for you. But knights are always on a quest. So are you just starting out on a quest? Are you evolving in a quest, or are you completing one? Whichever it happens to be, open your heart to love, abundance, joy, to fun, right? Some of you might need to infuse a little bit more fun in your life, but some of you here could have something very interesting headed your way. I'm also going to grab one of these cards as well. This is from the Medicine Heart Oracle, and it's just got some wonderful little messages in here. So, woo, thank you very much. And we have, is this one or two? It's a relatively new deck, so we do have two, so we'll pull both. And we have, it looks like 2 wolves on there. Second sight. Some of you could get second chances, by the way, as well. Remember that you are blessed with spiritual guides who are looking out for you. Through a combination of spiritual protection and your own wisdom, instinct, and intuition, your timing will be excellent, and you will not allow anyone or any situation to get the better of you. When you are ready to receive it, you will be gifted with the knowledge of what is true and what to do. And again, we do have some very spiritual insights at this full moon. Full moons, the veil is thin, and we do tend to connect with our intuition a little bit easier. But of course, that Venus and Pisces energy, the Mercury and Pisces energy, right? We can really be connecting with our higher selves. And there is your next message. And we have Mer Tet U. I have no idea if I'm saying that right, but anyways, there you go. Discerning your boundaries. Oh, Libra energy. Discerning your boundaries is just as important on the spiritual path as practicing openness and inclusivity. Wisdom is knowing when to engage and when to disengage and assert that a particular energy does not have permission to enter the sanctity of your being. You can honor the innate right of all beings to choose how they live whilst affirming your own right to secure the integrity of your personhood. Right? And isn't that prevalent? Sun in Aries, self. Moon in Libra, others. Find the balance and harmony between both. I'll leave that there for you guys. We're going to get into each astrological sign. Again, watch your sun, moon, rising, and your Venus, because it could be very, very important for you at this time with Venus going direct. But all the timestamps are down below. I wish you all the best in this lunation, and we are gonna start with Aries. Hello there, Aries, and welcome to your full moon in Libra reading. This is occurring in your 7th astrological house, which is the house of Libra. So, of course, with the sun being in your sign, this is really hitting your relationship sector. So, a great time to maybe take a relationship to the next level. This can certainly be a good time for you to maybe make a decision about a relationship in your life, right? It could be a business partnership, a business relationship. Are you coupled up with the right company? Are you in the right job? Are you in the right career field? Right? You never know. At this time, maybe you're thinking, maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm giving too much to my workplace and I'm not getting enough back out of it. This is also a time when you might be examining friendships in your life. Are the friends in my life really my friends, or are they like frenemies? Are they more acquaintances rather than people who I really enjoy spending time with and can share my life with, or is it fair weather friends? So you could be analyzing some relationships at this time. You could potentially be letting some go or just drifting away. But do be very aware with this energy, okay? There's, Mars, which is your planetary ruler, is not in a good place with this full moon, okay? So again, there could be some tempers that flare. There could be a lot of heightened passion with this moon, but of course, passionate energy can sometimes get a little bit out of control. So just be a little bit aware of that, okay? But this can be a time when you wrap up some things. Libra energy and your 7th house energy is also about contracts. So you could have a contract that's coming to an end, or you could be forging a new contract for yourself. Okay, but there is this push and pull, this opposition, okay, between you, your personal goals, your dreams, what you want, your time, your energy, and that of others, someone else or something else, right? So are you in harmony? Are you on the same page? Is there equality in your relationships? Okay, or does something have to change? We've got the Justice card coming out for you guys. So the Justice card, of course, is honesty and truth. It can be a really important conversation or a really important decision that you're making. In this particular deck, the Justice card can be about seeking help and guidance and support. So if you're in a rocky relationship, okay, which this lunation can certainly highlight, then is there a neutral third party, someone you can go and talk to in a safe space, right? And, like couples counseling, things like that. Okay? Or, sometimes some people, before they take a relationship to the next level, sometimes they do just go and, have that important conversation about what their goals and dreams are compared to the other person. Do we have any gaps here, right? So sometimes we can seek out that couples counseling and stuff, not because there's anything wrong, but to learn how to communicate and to learn how to deal with each other. But the Justice card is Libran energy. So you got Libra, Libra, Libra all around you, okay? And so this can be a great time for love and romance to blossom. This can be a great time for signing contracts. If you have decided that your workplace ain't for you anymore, okay, avoid going out the door in a blaze of glory. Okay, the world is really a small place these days, okay, and we don't want to burn bridges as we head out the door, and we don't necessarily always want to throw in the towel. Maybe we do, and say some things that we may regret, even though it feels so good to get it off of our chest. Remember that your professional world, your business world, it is small, okay, so we want to make sure that we go out with grace and with our head held high. Okay, how you leave a company is quite often more important than how you start with a company, so we don't want to leave a bad impression, and we want our professional status to continue to follow us. So if you've got something going on in your workplace, okay, it might be a good time to look for a new job or sign a contract now that Mercury is direct. But we want to make sure if we're bringing something to an end that we do so in a positive way, okay? Whether that's your business relationships or your personal ones as well, all right? But some of you could be getting some freedom, all right? Full moons, I mean, let's face it, there could be some legal situations that are wrapping up for you. For example, like divorce proceedings and things like that. Custody battles, this can be where you see a light at the end of the tunnel with these things, especially the retrograde energy that we've had. They could have dragged on for a long time. And this is where we finally get some sort of closure, some sort of solution can present itself. But of course, it doesn't have to be a splitting of ways. It can be an improvement in things there as well. Certainly relationships are at the forefront for you. There is your next message. Collective of the Southwest. Now, the South is typically where we've come from. Think of your South Node. And your West can certainly be, your sense of direction. Where are we going? Which direction are we headed in? Are we going to take a tangent or are we going to go sideways, right? Because we've got South, North, right? And then, of course, West is not necessarily in a straight line. So some of you may be going on a little bit of a journey or a tangent. But we have the message here. Whale Medicine Mentor evokes the song in your soul that needs to be sung. Whale moves slowly. As you tend to your inner work and visionary dreaming, there may be a lull in responsiveness from the world around you. Do not fight your own process. Trust that your inner path will yield divine dividends with grace. Your song shall be heard, emanating high-frequency manifestations. Lovely. That's what I have for you, Aries. Good luck in this lunation. I thank you for watching. We will move on now to Taurus. Hello there, Taurus, and welcome to your full moon in Libra reading. So we are focusing on your 6th astrological house, which is Virgo energy and ruled by Mercury. So if you've been in a little bit of a fog, you've been trying to make some decisions, or you've been trying to make some change, maybe you've been feeling like you've been going around in circles, or you've been feeling overwhelmed with that Mercury retrograde, this is going to be a big sigh of relief for you. Okay, so you're really going to be affected by Mercury being direct at this time. You might take a more direct approach at something. You might be a little bit more decisive, and you might get some more clarity about your day-to-day life, your habits, your patterns, your routines. Your sixth house does have a big focus on your health, happiness, and well-being on all levels. Your spiritual, your emotional, your mental health, your physical health, right? Everything's interconnected. Everything is intertwined. If we're not feeling good emotionally, our physical self can take a toll. Our mental health can take a toll. If our mind is just spinning around in circles and we're feeling overwhelmed, right, then other aspects of our life can certainly feel that impact. So this is where maybe you are having a look and saying, okay, what do I need to change in my day-to-day? Do I need to infuse more spiritual practice? Do I need to get more exercise? What bad habits are holding me back from living my best and happiest and healthiest life? How is this affecting my relationships? How is this affecting my personal goals? And so a lot of times, especially when we have a full moon in your sixth house, this is where we see like the big picture. And this is where we kind of see, where things have gone sideways and what I can do to make things a little bit better. Because it's your day-to-day life. This is the life we live. We go to work, we make our money, we pay our bills, right? And, all of that stuff. And, are you working too hard, not spending enough time at home? Or is your relationship off balance, right? So all these little things in our day-to-day life really do impact our well-being on many, many levels. So you could be shaking up your daily routine. You could be putting some boundaries in place at this moon, saying, nope, I'm working too much overtime. We're going to work any more volunteer hours if I'm on salary and working overtime. And I'm going to draw my line in the sand. I'm not going to die on the hill for my company, right? Maybe if you are one of those people that always hits the snooze button with the alarm in the morning and then you're rushing to go to work. This can be where you're like, nope, I'm going to get up when my alarm first goes off. I'm going to change up my morning routine, and it can actually set you up for a better day. Your sixth house does also have to do with your pets. Some of you could be getting a new pet. Unfortunately, sometimes, especially a full moon, sometimes we may be making decisions to send one of our pets over the Rainbow Bridge. Feel you with that. Believe you me, I'm at that little crossroads with my very old dog at the moment. Not the easiest decision, but we have to put ourselves aside, right? And think about what's best for them sometimes. So hard decisions to make. But hopefully it's a new pet. That would be a really new cycle to welcome in, because they do enhance our lives. Great time for a vet checkup. If you've got a pet, or if you feel like going to the vet, then there you go. Good time for a doctor's visit. However, I will say a full moon, and this one especially, is not a good time to have surgery. Okay, just some planetary energies there for you. We have the Emperor coming up here for you guys. Very nice. Now this is Aries energy. The sun is in Aries. And what is the sun? What is Aries energy? Self. Me, personal goals, taking control, taking authority, putting a plan, a strategy in place, and standing in your power, right? So with this Aries energy that's here opposing the sun, right? So where is the push and pull? Where do you need to be a little bit more confident in yourself? What do you need to stop, finish, let go of, moon, right? To put yourself on a better path, especially your health, happiness, and well-being, your daily habits. Time to take the bull by the horns, so to speak, and be that person you want to be. Create the change that you want to create. Have a conversation, put up those boundaries, whatever it happens to be. The Emperor stands in his own authority and makes difficult decisions, recognizes that sometimes we've got to take control of a situation in order to move forward in a healthier, happier, better way, right? It's where you tap into your inner wisdom as well. Now with the Emperor there, some of you it can be an entrepreneurial energy. Some of you maybe want to be your own boss. So, if you, have some sort of career path where maybe you can work from home, or you can be a consultant or just open your own business, right? Then this can be that big boss energy. This can be a time for you to boss up as well, move onwards and upwards in your career path, or of course in your relationships, right? The Emperor is very wise energy, and there could also be a significant person of influence around you at this time. So there could be someone that you go to for advice, or someone that just gives you some words of wisdom. There's your next card. It's like Courageous Leo the Lion right there. Ascendancy capacity. Continue to engage in your process, recognizing your limits are being tested. And now you have the power to overcome that which once held you back. Perfect. Even so, take care and apply compassion to that you navigate, so that you navigate the line between breakdown and breakthrough. This is a testing time with an extremely positive end in view. Honor your power whilst you trust in your compassionate wisdom. Beautiful companion card there to the Emperor. I'll leave that there for you, Taurus. I thank you for watching. Good luck in this lunation. We'll move on now to Gemini. Hello there, Gemini, and welcome to your full moon in Libra reading. So, Gemini, are you having fun? Are you enjoying life right now? Is it all work and no play? Do you feel like you've had some creative blocks? Do you feel like, maybe you need to do something a little bit different in your day-to-day to infuse more happiness in your life? Well, we have this lunation happening in your fifth house. Your fifth house is ruled by the sun. It brings Leo energy, some courage there for you. But your fifth house is all about your self-expression, romance, love affairs, your creativity, focus on your hobbies and interests, focus on the things that you take pleasure in, and of course, things that you find joyful and pleasurable. So this can be really exciting moon for you. Some of you could be, you could be wrapping up a creative project. Can be where a creative project pays off for you in some way as well, like financially, or maybe just your own personal sense of satisfaction. You might be finding that you've gotten really good at something that started out as just a hobby, but now it's maybe like a passion project. Some of you here are looking to find more balance in your life, Libra energy, to have a little bit more fun and joy in your world. Now, of course, with a full moon is like something coming to fruition, right? Think pregnancy. So some of you could perhaps have a surprise pregnancy. Okay, the fifth house could sometimes bring that, and it may be quite joyous for you, or it could be like, oh my goodness, I'm not ready for this, right? So, but it could certainly bring some positive things to you in that respect. So, where do you need to have more fun? Sometimes we need to infuse more joy into our relationships as well. Especially if you've maybe been coupled up with someone for quite some time, and we have been in a very slow quicksand kind of energy for the last little while, and so some of you have been feeling tired and just dragged down and a little bit overwhelmed as well, because of course your ruler Mercury has been retrograde again, and I don't know about you guys, but it's been the last two retrogrades have been quite interesting, to say the least. So now can be where you're feeling lighter and brighter. Some of the pressure may be off. Maybe you're thinking clearer about things, right? And so this can be where, you really like, what, let's have some more fun. I'm going to grab my partner. I'm going to grab my spouse, or if I'm single, I'm going to go out and have a good time. And we're just going to keep things light, and we're going to keep things airy and easy breezy, and just, kind of, there's a lot of serious things that we need to take care of day to day, right? But we also do need to have fun. And so this can be where you're figuring that out. Oh, we do have the Devil card here for you, though. So again, with the Devil card of Capricorn energy, and we can get really obsessed with our goals. when we get this, right? Something's got a hold over you, something's got control over you, right? Something's got you wrapped up in chains, devil energy. And so sometimes, with this, we can be very much so focused on like our career path, or so focused on, something that we really want to get done, or we can be overworked and things like that. And so, this might be where you really do need to have a look and say, what is tying me down? What am I tied to that's no longer healthy? What do I need to break? What pattern do I need to break? How do I release these chains? Because when we do get that devil card, something not only has control over us, maybe we've given our power away, or we feel powerless in a situation. Maybe we feel like someone or something has that control over us, or we just feel tied down, right? Feel like there's no escape. So when we get the devil card, this is a reminder that we always have the power to release ourselves from something that maybe started out really good, really pleasurable, really fun, really lighthearted, but took a turn into obsession territory, into, compulsive territory, maybe. Or maybe something has turned a little bit toxic. And so the devil card can be where we recognize, and again, some of us have, some of you are going to have relationship epiphanies right now. Is this job that's keeping you tied down? Is it paying you what you're worth? With the devil card, probably not. Do you have a healthy work-life balance? With the devil card, probably not. Right? Are you working too many hours? Are you obsessed over something, or has someone made you feel, right, like, like you've got to do this or else, right? So are you afraid of something? The devil card brings out fears. And so this is a great opportunity with a full moon to break the cycle, to put up boundaries. Whenever we get the devil card, we need boundaries and perspective. And whether it's something we're doing, something external from ourselves, whether it's a relationship, okay, boundaries and perspective is necessary in this regard. But if the devil card invokes something in you when you think of a relationship, right? Someone who is controlling, someone who, lords things over your head, someone who, is possessive, right? Maybe there's a little crackle and spark and a fire beneath that, right? But it's your day to day, right? Because the devil can be temptation. It can be sexuality. It can be, all style and no substance in relationships sometimes there as well, right? So we need to look at those things and navigate those things. But we do need to be a little bit cautious when we do have the devil card. And, remember at this lunation, Mars, fighting planet, and Pluto, the planet of change, transformation, but also endings, and the things that are hidden beneath the surface, okay? Something can be quite volatile at this time, and something can maybe something needs to be addressed. Something you've been afraid to address with the devil card, okay, or afraid to change, afraid to deal with. Okay, but it can be quite volatile energy at this time. So just keep that in mind. Okay. But some of you here, especially with this moon being in your 5th house, you might be like, what is preventing me from having fun? Devil card, what is that? Is that money? Is that a person? Is that your time? Because something is having a negative effect. Okay. And so can you break away from that? Can you find balance with that? Can you take your power back in some way, in a healthy way? Okay. Has something become unhealthy? Right? How do you get more fun and joy into your life? Because the devil card is not, well, the devil card can be fun and joy, but it can go a little bit sideways, right? So we do need to pay attention to that. What is good that has turned bad? What are you afraid of? Right? And so this is things that can be addressed at this time. All right. So let's grab another card here for you. The devil card also does come with a warning as well, always. Okay, be careful. be careful because something good, right, can get out of control, out of hand. Especially in your 5th house, right? If you go out drinking with your friends, okay, be careful, right? Drop your keys at home, arrange for an Uber or a taxi. Don't drink and drive, right? Because those things that start out fun can take a turn for the sideways, okay? And full moon, very connected with water, feminine energy. We can take sometimes things to excess, and the devil card can be taking things to excess as well. So if you go drinking, something like that, it can start out all fun and games until someone gets hurt. All right. Anyway, there is your next card. Always a good time when the devil card comes out. We have Nest at the North. Enter the genius realm of the unknown, cultivating positive expectations for inspired revolution. Here, even the most fragile hope shall be nurtured into fully fledged, unconquerable will. Rest to replenish your energy reserves. Turn within to divest yourself of distraction and disconnection. Recovery and restoration are imminent, so allow the necessary space. Sacred incubation will nourish the seeds of your most blessed future. Lovely. I'll leave that there for you folks. I hope you have a wonderful lunation. I thank you for watching. We will move on now to Cancer. Hello there, Cancer, and welcome to your full moon in Libra reading. This can be very much focused on your house and your home at this time. This is happening in your 4th house, okay? So, in a lot of aspects, you should be very comfortable with this lunation because the 4th house is ruled by the moon and it is your sign, okay? So, focus on your relationships, your home where you live, your sense of stability and security. Some of you could be perhaps looking to spend some more time at home. Are you happy with where you live? Some of you could be considering a location change, right? Moving where you live, a bigger house, a smaller house, a better neighborhood. Maybe your a relationship is shifting for you at this time and you're going to move in together if you haven't already. But of course, with it being a full moon, maybe someone's moving out. All right. With the 4th house, you may discover something about your ancestry, or maybe you need to find out some information about where you've come from, your family history. Maybe you're putting a family tree together, but you might need it for like medical history and things like that as well. But it could be a little bit of discovery there for you. There can certainly be some healing energy, especially as far as family relationships go. So this can be a time when you've been reflective, you've been in a healing energy with Venus retrograde, and this might be an opportunity for you to let it go. Leave something in the past, let bygones be bygones, so that you can have a better relationship for your future, but you've learned something at the same time about your relationship. So, as you go forward, right, you have more wisdom and awareness about the person that you're dealing with or about how you react to this person. And so we're going to have some slightly healthier boundaries, or we're going to, maybe, deal with somebody a little bit differently than we used to. So this can be about your children as well, your family. Some of you could have some things, again, changing in your home. You could be having a parent, elderly parent or something move in with you. Maybe one of your children moves back home. Because even though we do have Venus stationing direct the same day as the full moon, and of course Venus is direct, although still in shadow, we can have something returning. So you could have a second chance to buy the house that maybe someone sniped you on and you didn't get the one that you wanted, that someone else's deal could have fell through, and this gives you a second chance for that, whether you're buying something or renting something. This can be where maybe one of your children left home, or maybe one of your children is leaving home, but you could also have one of your children coming back. You could have a parent moving in with you because, maybe they're just getting old. Or maybe it's, for financial reasons, right? Get a house with like the in-law suite down below or something like that. And, everyone can be under one roof. People are taken care of, but you also have that separation between people. But your fourth house is very much your house, your home, your family, your sense of stability and security. So some of you may have something coming to fruition in that. You could also have some surprises in that area as well. We have the Justice card coming out for you here. So Libran energy right there at the forefront for you. And you may be especially impacted by this full moon. You're going to feel the energy a little bit more because you are a cardinal sign. And so Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, right? You guys are going to feel this energy the most, although we're all going to feel it. Pay very close attention if you know your birth chart. If you have Libra energy of Venus, for example, anywhere between 19 to 27 degrees of the cardinal signs, right? So look for any planetary placements for you between 19 and 27 degrees. And this will actually give you a little bit more information as to where this lunation may impact you. But the Justice card is ruled by Venus. And the good thing again is that Venus is turned direct today. So, or on the day of the full moon, I should say, a little tongue-tied. As I do this, Mercury has not gone direct yet, and I've been having some really interesting challenges with Mercury retrograde this time around. Anyway, so, but as we get this is Libra energy. Venus is direct. Venus is the ruler of Libra, okay? So repairing relationships, something going to the next level. The Justice card can represent that if something has been out of alignment, something has been unbalanced, unfair, this is where we can find a better way, a better path. We can find more balance in our relationships. You may also be making a very important decision about your work, your career, your home. The Justice card, interestingly enough, can certainly represent contracts. And, again, we do have home and family with that fourth house. So there could be something going on there. You could be buying something, a purchase contract. There could be something with your workplace, starting a new job, and then maybe you have to move for that. For some of you, there could be a relationship that is either you're signing a marriage contract, right? That Libra energy, or perhaps you are dissolving a relationship, okay? And that's, bringing a little bit of change to your home, right? But the Justice card does bring about some good karma. It also brings about some important decisions and honesty and truth in our communication. So the lines of communication are very much open with that. But justice is served, right? So if there's something that's been out of sorts or unfair, okay, maybe even you've just felt like you've been treated unfairly, okay, this is where we can get things back on track, where we can find that healing. Your next card, we have Honor Elegua at the southeast. As you honor the spiritual crossroads before you and make your choice, you also open the gateway to a new permutation of your path. Invoke your foresight and your insight, but let go of trying to predict the unpredictable. Let your decision feel true for you while alleviating pressure for perfection by affirming that every choice leads the soul closer to divine destiny in fortuitous ways. Go with the flow, people. I'm going to leave that there for you guys. I thank you guys for watching. Good luck in this lunation. And we will move on now to Leo. Hello there, Leo, and welcome to your full moon in Libra reading. So this is occurring in your third astrological house ruled by Mercury. Okay, so thank goodness that Mercury is now direct. All right, but remember we are still in shadow. Okay, and so even though you may feel like you're thinking clearer, like you can communicate a little bit better, okay, there is still a little bit of a volatile or amplified energy there. Okay, so you could be giving something a second thought. You might have a second chance at something. You might have some negative thoughts perhaps that creep back in, so just be aware of that. Your third house, ruled by Mercury here, is all about our communication, our thoughts, our devices, our technology. Okay, the big picture, our community as well, right? Third house can certainly be associated with your vehicle, okay, with driving, your short trips. In places, so just be a little bit extra cautious when we've got this energy here, because again, Pluto and Mars are not playing nice in the sandbox, okay, with this full moon, and so road rage, right? Road rage can happen this day, so just be a little bit extra cautious on the road, and if someone cuts you off, don't go all ragey at them. Just take a couple deep breaths, okay, and continue on with your day. Okay, so just a little extra caution there with driving or with travel in general. Okay, because again, people's tempers may be flaring, right? You're at the airport and someone goes flying off the handle because they didn't get the window seat that they think they're entitled to, all that kind of stuff. So that kind of stuff goes on with the third house, with this particular lunation. But there could be some gossip in your neighborhood. You could get some new neighbors. Okay, maybe you're looking at your neighborhood and going, I really love where I live, or I don't want to live here anymore, and I think I'm ready to make some sort of changes. Okay, because your third house also has to do with your perception. And with Mercury now direct, okay, we might still be a little bit back and forth with something, but you could also be making a decision or just getting clarity and insight onto, your big picture, something that you've been thinking about, something you've been reflecting on. Okay, are you where you want to be, or is it time for something a little bit different? Okay, so you're perceiving things maybe a little bit differently as well. And again, we do have a lot of spiritual energy going on, and this opens us up to bigger insights and things. And so, there could just be like this heightened sense of knowing about something, because things have been maybe a little bit slower, confusing, or maybe overwhelming in some way. So, as we open our mind, as as the fog clears, okay, things do become a little bit clearer, or we're more open to communication of all kinds. We have the Star card. I love this for you guys, Leo. The Star card is Aquarian energy. Wish upon a star here, guys. Some of you may have your wishes and your dreams coming true. So something may be coming into alignment for you. Again, this full moon is happening at 23 degrees of Libra. Libra brings balance and harmony, can certainly bring some good karma your way, right? Can bring you some good news. It can release you from something or solidify a contract with you. But 23 degrees is, it's 12 degrees, 12 degrees, sorry, not 12 degrees, 12 signs. Thank you very much. Each sign is representative of an astrological house. And so, we go 1 to 12, and then we go 13 to 24. And the 23rd degree there is Aquarian energy. It's associated with your 11th house, second time around. So some of you could have something coming. You could get a second chance at something. Okay. Because even though the planets are turning direct, okay, it's still a little bit of retrograde feel to it, right? They do have a shadow period after they station direct. But this can be a second chance at something, a relationship, a goal, a dream, a wish, you name it. But the Star card is beautiful. It brings hope and inspiration. It brings blessings. It is a major energy. So it could be some fated events that go on for you. It is in the upright. So it's good fated events, right? I mean, fated events are neither good nor bad, right? So it's what we make of them, or how we perceive them. But with the Star, it can certainly be representative of your wishes and your goals and your dreams coming true. 11th house energy. It can also be about seeing the big picture, or looking at the people in your life, right? Aquarians are freedom seekers. And sometimes we have a look at that big picture and we say, okay, are there relationships I need to free myself from? Are there relationships in my life that are holding me back? Am I wasting my time, right? And so we're looking at the future going, do I see these relationships coming with me into the future? And for some of you, maybe not. You might just drift away, or maybe you try talking about it with someone and it, kind of blows up. Whatever it happens to be, it brings you peace. All right. The star energy does focus, of course, on our wishes, right? But it also restores balance, harmony. It brings healing. It also brings success and abundance. It also reiterates to us and reminds us of our connection to the universe and our ability to harness all of the wonderful blessings that the universe has, all the abundance that the universe has. And we recognize that we have the power to bring it into our 3D reality. So we feel a little bit more of a connection with our intuition, with the stars, with the universe in general. So really kind of great time for meditation for you guys with this, right? And I do like that the star card has come out with this full moon being in your third house. You could have an epiphany that comes your way. You could, by communicating, by having an open, honest conversation, but while keeping your wits about you, being diplomatic, this might be where you resolve something. But you could be talking to your person, your partner, about your dreams of the future. Maybe you are figuring out what future really you want to behold for you. But it's a wonderful energy with this. So I feel like you might have an epiphany. You could get clarity on something. Pay attention to your dreams. You could get some spiritual download here as well. There's a lot of magic that comes in with the star card. Miracles and blessings come in with the star card. Sometimes right away. Sometimes we still have to wait a little bit, but trust in the magic. Okay, so star cards are wonderful, wonderful energy to come in here for you guys. And we have, two cards that are coming out here. Oh, we got the one with the pandas. Okay. Anyways, there's your first. We got elephant energy right there. Heart of Gaia. Certain elements of the past no longer have a rightful place in your heart. Claim the gifts of your lineages with gratitude, whilst recognizing that you are not karmically beholden to repeat the struggles of your ancestors. With respect for all difficulties that have been surmounted, relish the freedom you have to choose your own path now. One day you will be an ancestor. What will your legacy be? And our bonus one, our little pandas. I don't know about you, but I could watch little panda videos all day long. And we have Negalia Panya. No matter how great the odds may seem, difficulties will be positively transformed. That which appears to be declining will yield new possibilities. A gentle approach will conserve your energy and attract all necessary resources. You have considerable resilience, and there is a restorative, replenishing wisdom at play in your life, reversing a negative trend and guiding you into a more abundant, restful, and supported reality. Hence the star card. Love it. I'm going to leave that there for you guys. Good luck with this lunation. I thank you for watching, and we are moving on now to Virgo. Hello there, Virgo, and welcome to your full moon in Libra reading. So, money matters. Okay, this is happening and highlighting your second house of money. Ruled by Venus, which is a good thing, okay? But maybe you've been rethinking a budget. Maybe you've been rethinking a career path. The second house is your material and physical experiences, your work, your income, how you make your money, how you spend your money, the things you own, your assets, your property, also your habits, especially around money or around possessions. But it also has to do with your personal values, right? Do you value material things, or do you value something else, right? Sometimes our self-worth is tied into the money that we make or the things that we possess. So does that work for you? Does it not work for you? Is it hindering you? Okay, so something to maybe think about during this lunation. With the second house, you could potentially have something coming to fruition, right? So it is a full moon. So something could be blossoming in your world there, something that you've been waiting for or you've been working towards. This is where your time, energy, and efforts can pay off. Some of you are recognizing here, because again, we've been in retrograde motion. We've been in retrograde energy. We've been reflective. Some of you may be recognizing and realizing your value, your worth. And if you're in a partnership, romantic, business, whatever, okay, where you're not being valued for the worth that you bring to the table, then in true full moon energy, you might be getting clarity around that, making a decision that it's time to let something go. Now, in some cases, something can also be fixed. I would be very careful, okay, at this moon on this particular day. Maybe wait till tomorrow, okay, because again, we do have volatile energy accompanying this lunation in the form of Mars and Pluto, okay? So if there's been issues and things lying beneath the surface, sometimes when these things come to light or when we try and talk about some of these things, it has the potential to blow out of proportion, okay? And especially money matters. When it comes to money matters and talking to people about money is always kind of a tricky and sensitive subject anyway, okay? So just keep that in mind and use your words wisely, but also trust the timing, okay? Timing can be everything, and it can be the difference between someone being open and receptive to having an honest conversation, and it's the difference between that positive conversation or something that goes completely sideways and it turns into a raging fight, okay? So just read the situation or read yourself or read your person the right way and say, you know what? I've got clarity around this now. I kind of know what I need this conversation to be about, but I think we'll wait till tomorrow to have it, right? And sometimes that can really kind of make or break that. But certainly some of you are focused on money. Maybe you're making a budget or you're wanting to change your money habits in some way. We have the Hermit coming in here for you guys. And of course, this is your card. So, what are your money goals? What are your dreams? What is your sense of worth, your sense of value? What are your belief systems around money? Are they healthy? Are they guiding you on a wonderful path into your future, or are they holding you back? So, the Hermit card can certainly bring some reflection for you. And so like we haven't been in reflective mode enough, but this is like soul searching. This is like reflection in a kind of different way with a purpose. Okay. It's like, I'm going to reflect on this for a minute. I'm just going to go internal for a minute and I'm going to think, what do I want to light my path forward? What is my goal? What is my wish? What is what result am I looking for? What do I need to resolve? Right. And once we figure that out, then, our path forward tends to be clear. So there could be some illumination that comes in here for you at this full moon. Great time to do some meditation, okay? But it also is a great path to healing here as well. And a lot of us do have some hangups in one way or another about money. Number one, our social media, man, oh man, if you didn't already feel challenged with money matters or, your sense of worth, our social media these days probably isn't very helpful, right? So sometimes we need to detach from that a little bit, okay? And we need to kind of really think about what is my beliefs around money? Is my self-worth tied into my money? Or those things that I own, right? The bright and shiny Mercedes sitting in the driveway, my status in my workplace. I mean, typically your status in your workplace might bring you more money, which is great. It's a reality of situation, right? We need to put a roof over our head and food on the table and all that kind of stuff. But is it, that you want more and more money for yourself and just, for your confidence, for your security, for your future, as we all do need? Or is it to show people your worth? There's a big difference between the two. So there could be some healing that is available and open to you now. But ultimately, the Hermit card is a very quiet energy. It is one that we are reflective. We are, kind of working some things out in the background. It is also a solitary energy, though. So, with this can certainly be something very personal for you at this lunation. If you're in a relationship where you're not on the same page about money, that in and of itself can be a real big challenge, right? Especially if you've got one person that's like miserly almost about money, and then you've got another person where it's like, woohoo, no worries, we can always make some more, and they never have a penny to their name. And you get two people together like that, and sometimes that can be quite the rocky road, right? And so this might be where you're evaluating things like that, right? Or if you're, going to work every single day, you give everything to your company. You go the extra mile every single day, and you're not getting stuff back, right? So this might be where you're thinking, can I heal this? Can I fix this? Or is it time to move forward down another path? But you're going within to think about that, right? So again, it is an independent energy. So I really feel it's like getting yourself in alignment with your relationship, Libra, to money. But again, some of you could be, you could be signing some contracts, and you can have something that comes to fruition with this lunation. It can actually be really exciting as far as your money situation goes, or something that you own or something that you buy. Okay. But you may be decluttering as well with the Hermit card. Declutter your house. If it's feeling a little cramped and cluttered, declutter your house and maybe make a little bit of money at the same time. So some people are really good at that. Or donate to someone. If you're selling something on Facebook Marketplace for $5, it's like, can you maybe just give that to Goodwill or something? Anyways, there's your next message. And we have Mer Tetu. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Discerning your boundaries is just as important on the spiritual path as practicing openness and inclusivity. Wisdom is knowing when to engage and when to disengage, and assert that a particular energy does not have permission to enter the sanctity of your being. You can honor the innate right of all beings to choose how they live, whilst affirming your own right to secure the integrity of your personhood. I'll leave that there for you guys. I thank you for watching. Good luck in this lunation. And we will move on now to Libra, the star of the show. Hello there, Libra, and welcome to your full moon in your sign. This is your reading here, Libra. Of course, this lunation is all about you. You could have something coming to fruition that has been going on for a number of months. Look back to the new moon in your sign about 6 months ago. What were you manifesting at that time? What was on the go? What were you starting? You could have a relationship moving up to the next level. You could potentially be getting engaged or married at this time. Maybe you're moving in with somebody, but with it being a full moon, for some of you, your best course of action may be to leave something or someone behind. So this is a perfect time where you're maybe very focused on the partnerships that you have in your life. Are they healthy? Are they balanced? Are they fair? Can we fix it? Has it run its course? Is it time to walk away? Right? Again, this can be a time when you meet new people at this time as well, or you get a second chance. It's not just about love and romance when we talk about relationships. It's family, it's friends, it's business partnerships as well, because of course your sign does deal with contracts as well. So you'll be signing some contracts at this time. Maybe you got a new job lined up, or maybe you're finishing out and releasing yourself from a contract. It could be a loan. It could be something that's work related. This might give you a little bit more freedom. So the key here with this is because there is a little bit of a push and pull, right? Whenever we have a full moon, we've got an opposition. And so the moon is in your sign, but the sun is in your opposite sign of Aries. So it's the difference between yourself and others, right? And are things where you want them to be, right? Have you grown in a relationship, or have you grown apart? Have you grown together, or have you grown apart? So it can be a little bit of a conundrum for you here. But the moon is in your first house. Okay. Yeah. The moon is, is in your sign, right? Which is in general about your relationship with other people. But for you particularly, this is about you, your present, your past, your future, your goals, your dreams, your passions in life, right? Your happiness, your ultimate happiness, your bliss. Where does that lie? And if things aren't where you want them to be, again, we can be diplomatic. We can be kind and compassionate while we talk about things or figure some things out. But I feel the retrograde period for you guys is probably bringing you a really big epiphany moment about the relationships in your life. This can even just be a time where maybe nothing's necessarily happening with the relationships that you've got right now, but this can be where you get some clarity, some insight, some wisdom about something from your past, right? Because even though we've got the planets that are going direct now, they're still in the shadow, right? So we do still have some reflective energy, and the moon is reflective anyway. But there could be a surprise in store for some of you, and maybe even a second chance. Now we've got the Devil card coming out for you. Okay. So the Devil card, always a challenge whenever we get this bad boy. All right. So are you giving your personal power away? Biggest question right there, right? Something with the Devil card here, something has us under its spell. Something has control over us in some way. Is it a person? Is it a habit? Is it a fear? Is it the past? Have you become obsessed over something? Is someone obsessed with you? This is where we often take something that can be good and can be healthy, but it goes down some sort of negative or controlling path in some way. As far as relationships go, sometimes the Devil card can represent all style, no substance. Maybe something was good at one point, and now it's turned a little bit sour, right? So are you going to let it go? Can it be fixed? Or is there some realizations that you come to? This can be something within you. I always repeat this cycle over and over again. I always go for the same job. I always go for the same kind of friends, or I always go for the same kind of relationships. And can you break the cycle? Because when we have the Devil card, we end up with some, potentially bad or harmful habits, right? And so the Devil card is always here to serve as a reminder that we have the power to release ourselves from something that has become toxic, something that has power over us, control over us, because ultimately we always have the power within, and we always have a choice. Do I want to stay in this situation, or is it time to go? Do I want to keep repeating these patterns over and over again? Or do I need to really break the cycle? Because with the Devil card, we can be, completing or breaking karmic cycles here as well, right? Always a challenge. Boundaries and perspectives, always necessary when we get the Devil card. Okay. This can be something is driving you to the point of obsession. So is there something in your life that, being driven and having goals and all that is a wonderful thing, but do you do it to the exclusion of all else, right? We get that laser beam focus, which sometimes we need for the short term, but it can be all consuming. So that Devil card there can be something that starts off well and then goes sideways. And sometimes that's people. Like I said, there is a healing that comes in with this lunation. All full moons can bring healing. right? Because it's a chance, and especially with retrograde energy piggybacking on it, it is a chance for us to clear the air, to clear the past, to release ourselves from the past, and to take our personal power back. So sometimes it's something to think about as far as relationships go. However, here, Libra, I will say, remembering your intro is that with this full moon, okay, Pluto and Mars are not playing nice in the sandbox. Okay, it's a very challenging connection. We're clashing with those planets. Mars can bring anger. Mars is a fighter, a warrior energy, rules Aries, right? Pluto can show that there's something hidden, or Pluto can show that we may need to end something so that something better can blossom or something new can come in. And maybe it's just change within us, within our circumstances, within our relationships. But something can transform and evolve, or something's probably going to go. So you could be at a little bit of a crossroads here with this lunation, Libra, okay? There could be some wonderful things coming to fruition, but clarity, a decision, and breaking free from something can certainly be a blessing. It's not always easy, but it can certainly be a blessing. Pluto is our planet of power as well. And, again, have you given your power away? Does something have control over you, a situation or a person or something from your past, right? It's time to take your power back. But sometimes in the process of taking our power back, it can become volatile situations. So just be aware that tempers may flare, that we try and have a conversation with somebody if your situation involves someone else. If you're trying to have that conversation, things can get very heated very quickly. And that can also be, with that devil energy, slightly manipulative as well. So just be a little bit aware of that. And of course, sometimes when people come to the realization that, hey, maybe something's run its course, they get afraid of losing control or losing power, right? So sometimes that's where that manipulative stuff comes out. So that devil, just be cautious, okay, with your thoughts. Be cautious with people around you. The full moons, right, they cast an illusion, they cast a shadow. Sometimes it can be that there's something that we want to do or something that we really want to try or change, but the devil card represents we're afraid. And it's that fear that has the power over us. Fear of having a conversation because we don't know how someone else is going to react, right? Very seemingly simple thing. But it does lord the power over us, right? So, so sometimes that devil just comes out to say, hey, you got some fears that are holding you back, and the full moon's encouraging you to face your fears because you can't be hiding things in the shadows for much longer. There's your next message. And we have Grib Sprayang. Evolve from making do to building yourself up from within. Articulate the practices, places, and people that strengthen and brighten your spirit. Such treasures are to be sought and protected. Choose to cultivate happiness and compassion. Treat your heart as the divine gem it is. Even now, it's enticing life's vitalizing magic into your life. Nourish yourself with the knowledge that you are destined to succeed. I'll leave that there for you guys. Good luck in this lunation. Meditate, release, let go, burn something into the universe. And gotta go within a little bit. What has power over you, and where can you take your mojo back? Thank you for watching, Libra. We're going to move on now to Scorpio. Hello there, Scorpio, and welcome to your full moon in Libra reading. This is happening in your 12th astrological house. Now, the 12th house can sometimes be a little bit of a dark place because we delve into our subconscious, especially at a full moon. So this can be where you are coming to the realization of something. You might get a deeper understanding about something. 12th house is also a very spiritual house, so you could get clarity around something. It does bring healing, and it does bring the energy of letting something go. But sometimes we need to dig deep to find what maybe we didn't even know we were looking for. So the 12th house is ruled by Neptune, and it brings Pisces energy. It is the final house in our astral wheel, so it can be endings, and it is a full moon. So something coming to fruition, a cycle coming to an end in your life, or this can be you realizing, recognizing that I gotta end this. I gotta put a stop to this. I've gotta leave this behind. And sometimes it's a really scary proposition, and we can be really afraid about doing things like that. And it can be as simple as something as like leaving your job, leaving your business partnerships. Matters of the heart, it's especially difficult sometimes, right? Because, we get hurt, right? But sometimes that's what we need to do in order to, move forward in a healthier or better direction. Sometimes we need to reveal something that has been hidden. All right. So there could be a revelation that comes about at this lunation. You might need to reveal something to someone. Perhaps they need to reveal something to you because it is the house of secrets. Okay. So there can be a whole bunch of different kind of things that are going on, but Neptunian energy can certainly bring you a lot of creativity. Neptune just went into Aries, first time in our lifetimes. We'll never see this again. It'll last for I think it's 14 years, 12, 14 years. So Neptune will be in Aries for a long time, but this can be where you're seeing things a little bit clearer. So if you've been feeling like you've been in a brain fog or something for a little while, you're probably going to have a little bit of clarity or an epiphany moment. But yes, secrets can happen. Surprise may happen at some point during this lunation for you. Something hidden may be revealed, whether that's from you or from something else. But it's a very spiritual energy to be in as well. Okay, so some meditation, moon rituals, light candle, whatever works for you. It can be really helpful, even if it's just do some meditation or work with crystals or something, just to ground yourself, because grounding yourself, Scorpio, is going to be really important, I feel, for you, especially at this lunation. Okay, and really it's because of the volatile energies that we've got with Mars and Pluto at this time, right? Pluto is your planetary ruler, and it's not making the most positive aspect to this moon. Okay, to understate that, quite a bit. So tempers flare, right? It's where your anger comes out. This is where your Scorpion comes out. Okay, so grounding your energy, protecting your energy. Those who walk away, live to fight another day kind of thing. This may not be the day for you to have a conversation with somebody that can potentially blow out of proportion. So if there's no choice and you've got to deal with something or someone today, ground yourself, make sure you're kind of in a nice calm space, and things will probably go a little bit better. But if you can maybe wait till tomorrow, that might be a little bit better for you. Wait till the day after the moon, okay? But with this lunation, you could have some deep, deep, deep love, man. You could have a relationship that's going to the next level. You could be getting engaged. You can meet your soulmate at this time. Ooh, man, oh man. Right? So your relationships can really take off at this time. And maybe you didn't see it coming. Maybe you're not ready for it, or maybe you can have a sense that something's going on, that something's evolving. And this can be really exciting for you. So kind of like a little bit of a mixed bag for you at this full moon. But I feel like your intuition is going to be guiding you, right? You're gonna know if this is, if this is good and pleasant, or if this is like, I think I better time this a little bit better. So whatever it happens to be, you may be in for some sort of surprise. Oh, we've got the Lovers card there for you. Love that. The Lovers card is all about choices from the heart, matters of the heart. I choose to stay. I choose to go. I choose to evolve. I choose to attract. I choose to find balance and peace and harmony within myself. It's all about love. It's all about matters of the heart. It's all about your partnerships and gaining clarity around those and maybe making those decisions. The Lovers card certainly can be where love blossoms and grows. This can, of course, represent your soulmate. Maybe you recognize your soul's counterpart in another. Maybe you've been with this person for a while. Maybe you're just meeting somebody, or you're opening your heart to someone. Pay attention to your dreams, by the way, at this lunation. Okay, especially you guys with your 12th house. You could have a dream coming true, whatever it happens to be. Okay, the Lovers card is overall a great energy. It is in the upright, so this does speak to a sense of togetherness rather than dissolving something. But this can be where you come into alignment with your higher self as well. All right. But you might have some important choices to make in regards to your friendships, your business relationships, your romantic ones, all those matters of the heart. Is your heart open or closed? Because the Lovers card in the upright does speak to things opening up for you. It can be very exciting, I think, in that one. There's your next message. And we have chalk. Goodwill is spiritually powerful and protective. Heartfelt intention will plug into this expansive field of grace. In making such a connection, inspirational intelligence will spontaneously alchemize the fullest unfoldment of your multidimensional being and meaningful life path. Strengthen that divinely nutritive alliance by affirming and aligning your vibrational resonance with love, grace, and purity. Seek the calmness and clarity within your heart and trust it. I will say one thing about the Lovers card. It is the masculine and feminine coming together in alignment. And at this lunation, we've got the feminine energy of Libra, and we've got the masculine energy of Aries. They're in an opposition, right? But even though we may have a difference of opinion, or we may not be in alignment, with calmness, with kindness, with grace, with compromise and diplomacy, we can often bring them back into alignment. So this can be really promising to bring a relationship back together, or to bring yourself back into balance and harmony and alignment with yourself, with the universe. It can be very spiritual in its energy. Having said that, I'll leave all that there, guys. I hope there was something here for you. Good luck in this lunation. I thank you for watching, and we are moving on to Sagittarius. Hello there, Sagittarius, and welcome to your full moon in Libra reading. So, Saggy, this is happening in your 11th house. This may be a little bit sparkly for you. The 11th house is ruled by Uranus. The 11th house is in alignment with the 23 degrees that this lunation is at in Libra. And your 11th house does have to do with your wishes. Okay, so you could have a wish coming to fruition, or you could be figuring out what you are wishing for and what you are hoping for to attract into your world for your future. The 11th house is also about liberty, freeing yourself. And it is a full moon. So what do you need to free yourself from? Is it fears, worries, doubts? Is it people? Do you need to find your personal freedom? Do you have freedom? If you're in a relationship, are you feeling stifled? Are you feeling like you can be your uniquely wonderful you? Or do you feel like you are conforming? And that might not work out well for you. Can you fix it? Can you have a conversation? Can you talk something out? Can you restore the balance and harmony? If not, liberty for you, right? So you could be getting some clarity around relationships in your life, whether they're romantic or your friendships or family, whatever it happens to be for you. All right. Other people, essentially. Okay. You could also be feeling quite social at this time as well. Your 11th house does have to do with your social groups, does have to do with charity, giving back to others. Maybe someone helps you, right? That what you have put out there flows back to you, multiplied, perhaps. You could be analyzing your social connections that you have, maybe your online connections, groups you belong to, that kind of thing, your Facebook friends. Maybe you're gonna clean things up a little bit. Full moons can be about cleansing and purging. So you could have some things going on there as well. But what do you want for your future? It's a very futuristic energy, but it is a focus on your freedom, your wishes, your goals, your dreams, and something could certainly be coming for fruition for you. Maybe not necessarily on full moon day, but close to it. If you are wishing for love, we have the Lovers card, okay? Now, the Lovers card, this can be where something does come into alignment for you. This can also be where you find balance and harmony within yourself. The masculine and the feminine coming into alignment, your ability to be open and creative and receptive, and also your energy to take charge, to take action, to be courageous, right? Your water and your fire. The Lovers card can certainly be choices, matters of the heart, right? Listen to your heart. Where does your heart lead you? Where does your heart take you? Are you taking the people in your life with you? Or are you leaving some behind so that you can follow your bliss? So you could certainly be making some decisions about what makes you happy. The Lovers card, if you are single looking for love, you may be opening your heart to the prospect of love entering your life. The Lovers card, it can be a soulmate energy, this beautiful connection that we've got with another person. If you're in a relationship, this can be a deepening of your bond. Maybe you're recognizing that, you know what, this is my soulmate. This can also be where you're looking at the relationships that you have in your life and you're like, you know what, I need to pay more attention to the relationships in my life. So how can I make more space and time to spend with those that I love? The Lovers card overall is a very positive card, okay? And so, balance, harmony, restored, deep, heartfelt connections. But it is ultimately a choice, right? Matters of the heart can sometimes be deeply difficult choices to make. Oh, thank you very much. And so what is your choices going to be? What makes you happy? Are the people in your life helping or hindering you? Right? What are you dreaming about? What is your passion? Right? It's time to connect with that heart. The Lovers card is Gemini energy ruled by Mercury. Mercury is now direct, still a little bit in shadow, right? But can certainly be giving us some clarity around things, helping us make decisions. And of course, the same day as this lunation is when Venus is direct. Venus is the heart. Right? Venus is your heart, your ability to attract. It's new beginnings, it's things blossoming. It's beautiful energy. But again, going direct after a period of retrograde, things are moving forward. Okay, so you could be getting clarity, a green light, and you could have some very interesting conversations. So open yourself up to love and romance, especially if you're single. And there is your next card. It's also very creative energy. Crested crane marks the center. Your soul is entering the center of the mandala, encountering infinite possibilities. Yes. This is a wild place where excitement, chaos, and creative freedom abide. Here is where the new potentials and opportunities arise as if out of nowhere. That's awesome. It is the realm of magic and synchronicity. Things seem to be falling apart, but in a more meaningful and true way, they are really falling into place. What a beautiful message for you guys. I'll leave that there for you, Saggy. Good luck in this lunation. I thank you for watching, and we are moving on to Capricorn. Hello there, Capricorn, and welcome to your full moon in Libra reading. Now, this is highlighting your 10th house, which it should really kind of be a little quite at home for you. Something can come into alignment for you. Your 10th house is ruled by Saturn. It's Capricorn energy, and it's all about your public image, your fame, honors, rewards, accolades, getting recognition for something very much career dominating in this particular energy. Your career, your achievements, your ambitions, your goals, your dreams. Okay, so for some of you here, you've got something coming to fruition because you have worked hard, because you have not lost sight. You have not lost focus of your goals and your dreams. You haven't let anything stop you. Life may have tossed you a few curveballs and you're like, come on, bring it on. And here you are being rewarded. This can be a time of a new job. Some of you could be leveling up in your career. You could, your reputation can be getting a little bit of a boost. And so, look back 6 months ago, and we have been in reflective energy with retrograde. So look back once again. Where were you? Where were you at the Libra new moon 6 months ago? Were you setting intentions for something? Were you at a certain stage of development, whether it's your career or your relationships? Okay. Whatever it is. And you can probably see how far you've come, but there could be something, possibly some public recognition, a bonus, a raise, a promotion, things like that can come your way. Now, if that's not the case, because we are in a little bit of assessment mode, okay, when we get full moons, and sometimes we need to let something go to follow our path, to follow our bliss, and to find the thing that gives us the rewards that we so justly deserve. And so with the full moon, you may come to an epiphany, you may come to a decision, get clarity that, you know what? I'm beating my head against a brick wall. I'm not getting anywhere where I am right now. Sure, I get compliments or, I've got a reputation for this or for this, but it's not getting me anywhere. And so this is where your ambition takes hold. This is where that sun in Aries really lights your fire and lights you up. And this can be where you're like, you know what? The time to do something about it is now. I've been asleep for too long. I've been dragging my feet. They're not going to change, so I need to, right? And so you could really have a fire lit inside of you at this full moon. And of course, with this full moon, it is affecting cardinal signs, which you are part of, more than some other signs. It affects everybody because it's moon, okay? But because this is in Libra, it is affecting cardinal signs Aries, Cancer, Libra, and you, Capricorn, a little bit more than others. So you could just really be feeling more courageous. You could be feeling like you've got itchy feet, like you got ants in your pants, like you got to get going, you got to get moving and shaking with something. So if you've been feeling stuck, you could certainly have some sort of a breakthrough, okay, around this time. Will it be maybe right on the day of the full moon? Maybe not. Could come in a few days before, could come in a few days after. Not everything is a stop and go, right? And plus, we are still feeling the energy of that solar eclipse that we just had in Aries. And with that, it's initiative energy. It's what do we want to start? Well, sometimes in order to start that thing that we deserve and that we want, right? Sometimes we do have to let something go. So it's going to be an end of a cycle, an end of a journey, an end of a road for some of you, but there's something really exciting that is coming in to replace it. If you are talking about your job and you got to put food on the table and a roof over your head, okay, you might want to have something lined up, all right, before you let go of your other one, unless you need to feel some fear to really get you kickstarted, and sometimes that's what we have to do. It's like, okay, I just put in my resignation, I better find a job, right? but you may not be quite that much of a risk taker. So you might be a little bit more practical in your approach, do something behind the scenes and, get all of your ducks in a row before you do something that could put you in financial dire straits. All right. So certainly your career path is very much highlighted. Okay. But you could also just be feeling like you're coming out of your shell a little bit as well. As far as relationships goes, can be a good time to evaluate your friendships, evaluate your romantic partnerships, and maybe even welcome in new people, new connections. We've got the Seven of Wands here for you guys. Awesome energy, standing in your personal power. Your Seven of Wands is where we do stand tall, we stand proud, we advocate for ourselves, we advocate for other people. You haven't had a raise in 5 years? This is marching into your boss's office and saying, hey, buddy, right? This is, you've been promising me the moon and you have not delivered. So this can be where we go and we state our case because we're feeling more confident. Okay, we're facing our issues and challenges head on. We're not running from them, we're not hiding from them. We're facing them. The Seven of Wands can also be where you are just feeling a little bit more confident to put up some boundaries or to reestablish them or to enforce them. Because that Seven of Wands can be, this is the line that we're not going to cross. And I will accept this to a certain point, but no more. Right? And, when we think of the Wands energy, 1s are good, 2s are awesome, 3s are even better, 4 is excellent, right? 5s are a challenge. 6s can be, really sparkly, right? And then we get to the 7 and we're like, okay, this got to stop somewhere. Okay, I have all that I can chew. And then we start to get into the higher ones. 8s are still quite good. But after those, the 9 and the 10, right? So sometimes we're going to draw that line in the sand somewhere. I'm willing to accept the Seven of Wands as my workload from my career path, right? From my job, from people around me, right? But I'm not going to go as far as the 10 and have that backbreaking energy. So sometimes, especially with, with the Libra energy that we've got going on, it is about balance, right? And it can certainly be about saying no to something every once in a while. We don't want to get ourselves into the 10 of Wands, right? It's backbreaking. It's challenging. It's, can be the straw that broke the camel's back, right? And it's always a reminder, where should you have put up your boundaries? Right here at the 7. So, so sometimes we really do need to recognize, how can we restore balance and harmony in our lives, Libra and full moon? And where do I need to draw the line in the sand? All right. But this can certainly be you being powerful. You're overcoming challenges and obstacles with ease with the 7 of Wands. Okay. And it's because you know what you're doing. And it's because you've got this ambitious spirit, right? So, really tap into that because it's not a bad thing. You may need to say no to something, right? See the 2 people on the card, they're like, no. So you may need to say no to something. And again, that full moon energy, right, can be, end of a cycle, end of a road is where we release. Okay. And so if you are normally like, probably very helpful, right? Or, you know a lot of information, you're usually quite fairly successful. Sometimes we do need to say no instead of saying yes. So if you've ever been like people pleaser or anything like that, or you don't want to be known for being difficult, right? Then, sometimes we tend to say yes a little bit too much. So there could be something here that you need to say no to, like putting on the brakes just a little bit. But overall, the 7 of Wands really is very much a positive energy. So stand and face something that may threaten to derail you, or stand and face your challenges, or stand up for yourself and your energy. So you might actually be helping someone else too in this energy. So there's your next card. And we have Taurus. Workings of divine timing are significant now. Cosmic energies are stirring, and you are destined to receive a sacred dispensation. This will provide your soul with words, energies, and understanding necessary to accomplish your true purpose in all its fullness. Persevere. Be motivated by the spiritual beauty of your destiny. You may not see the signs yet, but you are making excellent progress. What a wonderful message for you. I'll leave that there, guys. I thank you for watching. Good luck in this lunation. And we'll move on now to Aquarius. Hello there, Aquarius, and welcome to your full moon in Libra reading. Now, are you ready to expand here, Aquarius? Have you been feeling like your world has gotten a little small, or that things have been, maybe going backwards? The ninth house is where this lunation is landing for you guys. The ninth house is ruled by Jupiter. It brings in Sagittarian energy, a sense of expansion, growth, freedom, and maybe even a little bit of luck on your side, which, hey, we could always use a little bit of that, right? The ninth house can be where we do expand our horizons. Some of you are either going on a trip or planning one. You might be looking overseas. Typically, the ninth house, as far as travel goes, this is typically something that you can't necessarily drive to, or unless it's like a long journey, because it tends to be longer trips, longer travel. Either going somewhere for a long time or going to like an international destination or somewhere that's quite far from home. So maybe you are kind of looking at your travel plans. Some of you are changing your travel plans at this time as well. It's like, okay, we kind of wanted to go here. Maybe that's not in the cards right now. Okay, let's see, where else can we go? And the great thing with the ninth house is it is about expansion and looking at the big picture and the possibilities. So you could be opening your mind to different possibilities, maybe about where you travel. Ninth house is also the higher mind. This is our big ideas, our big picture. Some of you are graduating. You've been in school, expanding your higher mind, and you're graduating and you're ready to go out into the world. Congratulations. Others of you, maybe you are thinking about taking a course of some kind, going back to school. It can be something online. Doesn't necessarily mean you're going to enroll in university for the next 4 years. Sometimes there's courses that last a month or a couple of months or even a week. A workshop that lasts a day. But these things do help grow your wisdom and give you more information. So anything involving the higher mind and your expansion of it can be at play with this lunation. But this is, you might get clarity around an idea that you have, because this is an area of big ideas as well. And we have been in retrograde. So perhaps you've, gone within and you've kind of kept something to yourself, or you've been formulating some ideas. Maybe you've got a novel that's in your head and you've been putting the framework of that together. Maybe you've been working on something. You've been sequestering yourself away and you've been doing some creative writing or something, because the ninth house can have to do with publishing as well. Now, publishing, of course, it can be a book, it can be articles, it can be reviews, but publishing can come in all forms of media. It can be something, maybe you made yourself a cookbook for your family, or you created a family tree, right? And you published it because you copied it and you put it on paper and whatever. It can also be video publishing and things like that as well. So some of you could have some growth in this area, or, right, because we've been in retrograde, okay, and because especially Venus with your heart, right, have you been doing something out of habit? Are you still passionate about it? Do you still want to move forward with it? Or are you going to liberate yourself from it? Full moon energy, we can be stopping doing something as well. Because sometimes we do lose passion for something, right? And it's, we drop what we've been doing because we don't love it anymore. And we have been just doing it because we do. And now you're like, you know what? I think I'm not interested anymore. I'm going to go expand my mind. I'm going to go expand my horizons and do something else. You could also have some shifting belief systems here with this lunation, because the ninth house does have to do with your belief systems, your spirituality, like your religion. So some of you could be parting ways with some of the old, more restrictive beliefs and, incorporating some of the traditional beliefs into your spiritual belief practices. you could just find that your belief systems are evolving in some way. It's all about that higher mind, that bigger mind, right? We've got the Knight of Cups for you. Oh, I love this, Aquarius. Knight of Cups, of course, is following your bliss, following your heart. What makes you happy? What makes you feel full with joy? What makes you feel alive? Knights are always on a quest. This can be a travel energy, right? Maybe home is where the heart is. Perhaps you're going to visit some ancestral homes. We've got, let's see, we've got, what do we have? We've got 3 people here. We've got a glass of red wine. We've got some fancy sports car. And then we've got this little fountain. Is that like the Trevi fountain or something? Maybe you're going to go to Italy, go and, love the food you eat. I could eat my way through Italy. That would be awfully nice. But the Knight of Cups, you're on a quest. But this can also be receiving energy here as well, right? Receiving love and romance and gifts and pleasure and having fun, enjoying life, opening your heart. So it's the big green light as far as your heart goes. Also about your spiritual self as well. Maybe you're on a quest to learn things about spiritual aspects. Maybe you want to learn about your chakras, or perhaps you want to learn about spirit or the universe or manifestation or whatever it happens to be. Maybe you want to learn about crystals and what do they do. And, all these things they're tied to your spirit. They're tied to beliefs. They're tied to something that you feel passionate about, something that you feel interested in, and something that brings you just like a little bit of joy in some way. But of course, the Knight of Cups can be proposals, offerings, invitations of all kinds. It can be, about you offering your heart. It can be apologies and forgiveness, good vibes all around. Really here, Aquarius, with the Knight of Cups, you could be meet someone new, meet a new friend, meet a new potential romantic interest for all of you single Aquarians out there. You could be repairing relationships with this as well, taking one to the next level. Someone might pop the question quite unexpectedly here with this. Also, overall, Knight of Cups, really positive card to get. This can be just you, the energy all around you. This can also be someone in your life. Are they coming in, or are they offering to take you somewhere, offering to take you on a date, romantic propositions, proposals, creative endeavors with somebody as well? It doesn't have to be all lovey-dovey. You're creative in its energy, right? You're like, I'm feeling this. I'm feeling this is going to be fun, and you're rolling with it. So always moving forward with that Knight of Cups, at least in the upright. Be aware of the Knight of Cups, though. I mean, it is in the upright, but sometimes it can be dreamy, right? Dreamy, fantasy, and remember, it's great to have daydreams and fantasies and things, but we do sometimes need to remember to put our feet on the ground. There is your next message, and I love that you guys have the pandas. I don't know if I'm saying this right, okay? Nagalia Panya. No matter how great the odds may seem, difficulties will be positively transformed. That which appears to be declining will yield new possibilities. A gentle approach will conserve your energy and attract all necessary resources. You have considerable resilience, and there is a restorative, replenishing wisdom at play in your life, reversing a negative trend and guiding you into a more abundant, restful, and supported reality. Beautiful. I'll leave that there for you, Aquarius. I thank you for watching. Good luck in this lunation. And we are moving on now to Pisces. Hello there, Pisces, and welcome to your full moon in Libra reading. So Pisces, there could be something hidden that is revealed at this time. You might discover something maybe by accident, or someone may reveal something to you, or you might reveal something to someone else. Something hidden can come to light. This lunation, be a little bit careful, because this is happening in your 8th astrological house. Your 8th house is ruled by Pluto. And Pluto is not making the most positive aspect, to say the least, with this lunation. Pluto is, of course, the planet of endings, new beginnings, change, transformation, evolution, power, secrets, things that are lying in the dark. Pluto also is the ruler of the 8th house, which is where this lunation is, right? And the 8th house is all the things I just said, but it is also births and deaths. It is inheritances, loans, other people's money, or the money or resources that you share with other people. And because this lunation is in the sign of Libra, and it's very much about an opposition between you and other people, or other people and you, right? Something needs to be worked out perhaps, or we just need to focus, right, on other people, or, focus on us if the scales have been tipped in the other way. Okay. And this can certainly be where money troubles surface for you. Okay. Because not only is it about our relationships, it's about the relationships and money that we share with other people. So perhaps there's something going on with an inheritance. Tempers can flare. Someone can come out of the woodwork and say, hey, I was left out of the will, and they start some sort of battle. Taxes, right, as well. Remember, if you have an inheritance, depending on where you live, what country you live, maybe what state you live in, whatever, there's different tax laws about, different tax laws about inheritances, about family wealth, about gifts, you're about even how you file taxes with another person. Okay, so you get the idea. All right. With the 8th house, it can reveal something hidden. The moon casts a shadow, casts illumination. Debt can come to light. So there could be something that you reveal to someone, or they reveal to you, about some sort of hidden debt, credit card debt, student loans, things like that. And how do we resolve them? Because the Libran energy is all about working together to try and resolve something in a balanced, fair, diplomatic, harmonious way. Can we always do that? No. That's why we've got Mars and Pluto that are here to trip us up. All right. So just keep that in mind, that there could be some arguments that come up about money. There could be something coming up with other relatives coming out of the woodwork if there's inheritances and things going on. However, with the 8th house, because we've got the full moon, this can be where you have something completing in this area, paying off a loan, getting some financial freedom. If you've been trying to buy a house, maybe, right, this can be maybe where, you've cleared away some old debts or something like that that's been lurking, and now maybe you can qualify for, for that mortgage that you're looking for to buy a house that you want, right? So you can be taking out a loan, but you could be paying off a loan, and you could be getting something there. You could have blending of finances with another person. You could be talking about that in relationships if you're taking a relationship to the next level, a romantic one specifically. And this can be where you have this financial conversation. Okay, and how's that going to go? Do you want to blend all of your money and resources together? Or are you going to, keep separate bank accounts and maybe one in the middle for joint responsibilities, but each have your own money? Or do you want to just keep everything completely separate, right? Pay attention with this energy. This is where people sometimes talk about prenuptial agreements as well, right? Protect your money from other people, that kind of thing. It's certainly not romantic, but sometimes practical, right? Especially if people have past relationships. Okay, sometimes, that prenup is actually not to protect from the person that you're with. It's maybe from someone else that they're associated with. So sometimes things like that, uncomfortable conversations about money and things, can come up with that at this time. But there can certainly be some changes and some transformation, some growth in your relationships going on. And yes, we can certainly have ones, having a deeper bond, getting engaged, moving in together. But yes, we can also, with a full moon, be getting clarity and making a decision that something needs to come to an end. So yes, we can have relationship blow-ups at this time as well. Oh boy, we've got the Ten of Wands coming here for you. Okay, so something may be weighing heavily on your mind. When it comes to your relationship and all of the kit and caboodle that's involved in your relationships, are you the one left holding the bag? Because the Ten of Wands, it can be an end of difficult circumstances, an end of difficulties. So this could be an end of a challenging cycle for you, and you're looking forward to a better tomorrow. The Ten of Wands can also represent that you hold all of the responsibility in something. Are you the one that does all the housework? Are you the one that pays all the bills? Are you the one that works 2 jobs while someone else works part-time to follow their bliss? Something here, it's like, whenever I get the Ten of Wands, I get the image in my head of Atlas holding up the world, holding up the globe. And while we can sometimes do that for the short term, we can't do that forever. That, the weight of the world on your shoulders is very heavy. And it's very stressful, right? And the Ten of Wands can be very stressful energy with a lot of responsibilities. So is there something here that needs to change? Is there something here where we need to restore responsibilities? Are you a people pleaser? Do you need to say no every once in a while? You're very empathetic to other people and their situations, right? But they also need to be empathetic to yours. And if you're focused on relationships, right, or equality in your friendships or your business partnerships, or your romantic relationships, the Ten of Wands isn't balance and equality by any stretch of the imagination. So this might be saying that there's something here you need to focus on because something has gotten out of alignment. And whether it's just the housework, running the house, paying the bills financially, we can come out of alignment as well. Maybe someone's been more successful in their career. Your friendships, do you put in more than what you get back? We can have one-sided friendships. Is that really a friendship? Whereas an acquaintance, it's transactional. Right? So this can be where you really need to focus on where are you carrying the burden? And can you change it? Can you fix it? Or do you need to walk away from it? All right. Now with the Ten of Wands, it's not, it can be a minor thing, because it's just one of those day-to-day things, right? That Ten of Wands. It's not necessarily a major life-changing event, life-changing thing, but, sometimes it's the little things that do add up, right? So it can just be a little bit of a heads up for you here, okay? It can be that, maybe you're the executor of someone's will, right? Tens can be endings. They lead way to new beginnings, but there's still an ending, okay? Or, the end of that cycle. And so, if someone has passed on, you might be the executor. So for a short period of time, you do feel like you have a lot of responsibility, and you do, right? But, it may be that it's going to be over quite soon, right? But it's overwhelming if you're left holding the bag with something. So hopefully this is a time for you where things are about to get better, where stress and burdens can be shaken off. And there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Whenever you have the tens, okay, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. Keep going, keep moving forward. All right. Let's see. The Ten of Wands can also be, I should throw this in here as well, especially since we have the 8th house. Thank you for reminding me, 8th house. The Ten of Wands can be where, yes, we have a lot of responsibility or we've got a lot on our plate, but we're capable of handling it and we're ready for more. Sometimes we get this when we're ready for a promotion. It's like I've proven myself, I've proven my worth, I'm ready for that managerial position or that supervisory position. Or, this can say, I have a lot of responsibilities, but I pay all my bills and I'm ready to take on a mortgage, right? It's not going to be easy, but I can do it, because the Ten of Wands is one where we just don't give up, right? So, you might be taking on something and it will be a lot of responsibility, but you can handle it. So there is your next card. And we have Ma'at. A divine reordering is unfolding in your life, manifesting as an inner stirring and spiritual push to give expression to something hitherto inchoate. Courageously and confidently commit to your manifestation, seeing through unsteady beginnings as this newness grows into fullness. Something beautiful and true is meant for you. Fearlessly and fully embody your process with trust in the ultimate blessing to be bestowed. Very nice. I'll leave that there for you guys. I thank you for watching. Good luck in this lunation, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.